light. Welcome to the Crone Zone Conversations with the Ancients. My name's Priscilla, and this is my buddy Heather.
Hi.
And we're the Crones, and welcome to our channel. Today we're going to talk about self-sabotage. It's a subject I know quite a bit about.
Me too. Personal
Amazingly
experience in that.
But before we get started on our show, let's see what Heather's cards have to say today. We'll go to Card Cam, one of my favorite things. And like I said, today's show is going to be about self-sabotage. And then tomorrow we have Juno from Juno Sphere. She'll be here tomorrow at 3 o'clock, so that's exciting. And I hope your day is wonderful. I am actually in long sleeves and a cashmere sweater because it's 64 degrees in Key West and we are freezing.
Now, that may be warm to you where you are, but not for us.
But for us, it is extremely chilly. Plus, we have a nice wind that says it makes it feel like 62. Not sure 2 degrees makes that much difference, but it's chilly.
All righty.
A lot of gold today.
Yep. Okay.
Hi, Albertine. Welcome. Nice to have you here.
A lot of where we're starting with is that we have a lot of knowledge, but sometimes our integrity gets in the way of that knowledge. We know it, but we've been taught so much and learned so much through our integrity that it's really hard to believe in that knowledge. But our spirit still is setting up lots of prayers to help us get through it. And our human is trying to rejuvenate all that we're learning through the knowledge and make it work. And it says sexuality, but it's more like a creativity because that's what you're doing. You're creating life. And so if you're using that and your creativity to let things blossom and grow and create, then it's going to overcome that integrity. And through the knowledge that you know, you will succeed and you will continue to have faith in what you're doing. Okay?
All
It
right.
doesn't get in the way. It lets you continue. So,
Interesting.
yeah, it was a little complicated. It's a little subtle. So,
Subtle.
yeah.
Not my forte. Subtle.
Subtle.
I'm feeling pretty warm now with a sweater on.
Well, that's good.
Hi, Linda
It's been cold.
Gonzalez. Welcome.
It's been
You
very
can see
cold.
we're wearing sweaters and long sleeves. We are cold. It's 64 degrees in Key West.
That's
and it's
cold
going to be
here.
colder tomorrow.
Right. But that is definitely winter here.
Hi, Lauren Huntsinger. Welcome. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We appreciate it. Today we're going to talk about self-sabotage. And I don't know if you saw our show with Carrie yesterday, but oh my God. She said she pulled a card before the show and it was chaos. And I was like, I'm not sure that sounds very good. And then Heather was late coming in because she had a doctor's appointment with her surgeon who's going to do her neck surgery. And of course, as doctor's appointments do, they go late. So she joined about 15 minutes after
You started.
Carrie and I started, which was perfectly fine until we got the troll from hell. And none of us could get rid of it. But it all worked out, and we actually had a great time with Carrie, and I hope you'll go back and watch it because she's a fascinating lady, and she's very talented, and just a lot of fun. We laughed our way through it, so it wasn't so bad. I'm happy about that. But like I said, today we're going to talk about self-sabotage, and I don't know about you, but I've got plenty of signs.
Experience.
Plenty of experience with self-sabotage.
Yeah, still do it sometimes.
Absolutely, I do.
No, I do too.
With food.
Yeah.
Self-sabotage is a pattern of our thoughts and behaviors, conscious or unconscious, that creates obstacles to achieving our goals. It's actually a protection mechanism created by our psyche in order to keep us safe from any harm or damage. When we're looking to make changes in our life, big changes like you do, like trying to lose weight, going into shadow work, all that sort of stuff, It's unfamiliar territory, and our psyche freaks out. It triggers all the alarm bells in our internal system that tell us danger, danger, or as I like to say, danger, Will Robinson. Do y'all remember Will Robinson? Hi, White Dragon. Welcome. It's nice to be here without any trolls. When we're looking, then our brains send the command for us to engage in familiar behavior to take us back into that familiar territory so it's not so scared. This behavior can affect nearly every aspect of our lives, our relationships, career goals, or personal goals such as losing weight. It's a very common and incredibly frustrating cycle of behavior that leaves us lacking self-confidence and making us feel stuck. Yep. True enough.
Self-sabotage occurs when we destroy ourselves, either physically, mentally, or emotionally.
I love this photo.
We have always, all of us have done this, right? Not
Absolutely.
literally, but in some way we have done what he's doing. So.
Wait, just say it. White Dragon, I'm wondering if this picture thing has to do with all the stuff that's coming off the sun right now. I was reading yesterday that there was M class, X class, all kinds of flares going on, and there was something else that was affecting, I would think, all the electronics on the planet. So, I don't know.
Anyway, if it's deliberately hindering our success and well-being by undermining personal goals and values, it's self-sabotage. And there are many different patterns associated with self-sabotage. One of the most essential steps in identifying our behaviors of self-awareness, we have to know what's going on. And some symptoms of self-sabotage include things like refusing to ask for help. For me, I'm getting better at it, but I still have difficulty asking for help. I can do this. I can do this.
You know what, though? We were born like that. And we were born, we wed raised to believe you weren't supposed to ask people for help.
No, you were supposed to be self-sufficient.
Yeah, so, I think we all have
part of that's training.
And a lot, it's...
But if you have controlling or micromanaging behavior, that's also...
I used to do micromanage things. Try to.
Yeah, if you have a reluctance to speak up to yourself, that's me.
Speaking your truth.
Speaking your truth. That's
very
a hard
different. One.
It is, especially you've always been told to shut up or that nobody cared about what you said.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard to speak your truth. If you picked fights or you're starting conflicts with colleagues and loved ones, well, I've got to say I've never done that. Not started fights. I've always been a peace-loving person, to my detriment even. So, and if you're setting goals that are too low or too high for yourself, you're constantly seeking approval, avoiding or withdrawing from others.
That's me.
Negative self-talk and extreme self-criticism.
Yeah. Making
excuses or blame shifting. Undermining your goals and values. And you give them up in order to keep the peace, Substance abuse, overspending, or overdoing it in other ways. These are all symptoms.
It's rooted in counterproductive mindsets, including negativity, disorganization, indecisiveness, and negative self-talk. And that, to me, is that monkey mind just constantly at you. You're not good enough. You can't do that, whatever your monkey mind says, Or mindless distractions like binge-watching TV, surfing the internet for hours, scrolling through social media for hours, video game obsession, and internet shopping. Boy, did I used to have a video game habit. My sister and I played Zelda for days on end. It was fun. Or counterproductive or destructive behaviors such as overeating, overspending, excessive drinking, drug abuse, smoking, pornography, gambling, self-injury. Or avoidance behaviors like procrastination, that's me, chronic tardiness, giving up when things get rough, lack of assertiveness. I don't think I have a lack of assertiveness anymore.
And you're not a chronic tardy. You're
never. I'm always chronically early.
Right, chronically early.
Yeah, there are strong solar flares. I was reading that
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yesterday.
Rational fears are essential for safety and perpetuation, the rational ones. But when they become imbalanced, they hold us back from progressing in careers and in our personal life. Some common underground fears include control, commitment, the knowledge, unknown things, change. You really don't want things to change. Failure. And so what you need to do is identify self-sabotage. Self-awareness or introspective is critical to noting unhelpful patterns of behavior and strengthening the ability to stop them in their tracks. Helpful way to begin identifying forms of self-sabotage is to frame your situation using something like this sentence, I want to achieve blank, but I keep doing blank. For example, I might say, I want to lose 10 pounds, but I keep eating all those snacks.
True.
So now that I've identified the behavior and I know that how I keep blocking it, I can start looking in other areas where that behavior might show up. Oh, well, one won't hurt you. Okay, I'll take it. So once you start asking yourself these questions, you start to notice your patterns, and they're usually in more than one area.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
Yeah.
Some of the more common patterns of self-sabotage are perfectionism. Striving to be perfect might sound like a good thing, but it often gets in the way of being effective. Perfectionists often struggle with getting started on projects. And when they do get started, obsession with the details keeps them from finishing. They tend to think all or nothing and are so harsh on themselves they talk themselves out of potential opportunities before they even get started. That's tough. I'm glad I'm not a perfectionist anymore. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Lack of moderation. People who struggle with moderation often have difficulty setting boundaries. Overcommitting, people-pleasing, over-drinking, or other more subtle ways like staying up all night watching TV, or reading a book, or working out to exhaustion at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is procrastination. Everyone's guilty of procrastinating now and again, but putting off your responsibilities can actually indicate a lack of self-confidence.
Yep.
And I'm actually kind of a procrastinator at times.
And when you procrastinate, you prevent yourself from having the time and the resources that you need to do your best work. So it kind of goes hand in hand with perfectionism. Then there's also blaming others when things go wrong. If you tend to find fault every place else whenever you face difficulties, it may be worth taking a closer look at the part you played in what happened. If you don't take time to explore how you might have contributed to some of the issues of the relationship, you sabotage your chance to learn and grow from your experience. Choosing to walk away when other things don't go smoothly is another one. There's nothing wrong with moving on from a situation that doesn't meet your needs. But stepping back and looking back at the situation is a good idea. Is this a pattern in your life? Do you just walk away every time things get tough? Then there's lack of communication, and this is a big one. Communication is a regular part of your lives, and both in and out of the workplace. So when you resist communicating, it's often due to self-criticism. They don't want to hear that. You've already told yourself that, so you don't say anything. We worry that by asking for help, we're highlighting our failures. Oh, they need help for that. That's what we think, that they think. Lack of communication is damaging to our relationships, any of them.
That's true. Hi, Viviani. Thank you for being here. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe. We love that. So why do we self-sabotage? No one intentionally decides to self-sabotage despite the temptation of chocolate cake while on a diet. Why then do we sometimes chronically execute these destructive behaviors? Well, first, there's the approach avoidance conflict. This approach dynamic is initiated by setting goals, which releases dopamine. The avoidance dynamic is initiated by avoiding a threat, including physical and psychological threats or perceived threats, such as change. Modeling. Self sabotaging behaviors can emanate from childhood models and patterns. I think most of them do come from our childhood.
Mm-hmm.
The parent who consistently warns a child to be careful on the playground may cause the child to internalize the world as dangerous and exploration to be avoided. Boy, that's really taking it to the nth degree.
Yes, it is.
This can compel us to sabotage personal relationships in an effort to avoid further vulnerability and rejection. Nobody likes rejection.
And then, of course, we have adaptive to maladaptive behaviors. We adopt behaviors that are initially considered adaptive for survival and for challenges. However, behaviors can become maladaptive when they continue. For instance, if you live in a big city like New York, where when I was living there, you didn't say hello to people passing you by. It was like an invitation for them to come over and start bothering you. So you didn't say hello to anybody. But then I moved to the country, and in the town, everybody knew who everybody was and what their business was. It was just a small town. So, of course, when they said hello, just to be neighborly, you would say hello back. Well, it would be a maladaptive behavior if you took that New York City behavior and never said hello or waved or did anything. It changes how that behavior becomes. Okay?
You have to adapt to your new surroundings or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Or you could run into really awkward situations if you never say hello to a small town.
God, I say hello to everybody now.
I know, but if you're in a large town like New York City, heaven forbid if you said that.
That's true.
So it just depends on where you're at and whether it's adaptive or maladaptive. We also have trauma. A child who's violated by any person, particularly a person of trust, may look at the world as unsafe and view themselves as undeserving of good things in life, leading to self-sabotage. And by somebody being violated, it doesn't necessarily have to be physical. It can be mental, with them always yelling at you, or them all telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that. That leaves repercussions later on. Maybe not the same way as physical, but they're both detrimental in their own way. Okay?
True.
So you need to ask questions to yourself. Things like, do you often ask yourself why things didn't go as planned? Do you try to find that out? Do you often second guess or doubt yourself? You decide something and then you run it back through your head. No, wait a minute, what if? And then what if? So you're constantly checking up on your second guessing. Do you not even try to reach a goal? Oh, that's too hard. I can't do that. Maybe you can. But you're quitting.
I say that to myself and then I go do it.
Yeah.
Like
to prove it to yourself that you can.
Yeah, some of the things when I have a personal trainer right now trying to get into shape. And there's things that I don't think I can do. And she'll tell me, okay, now we're going to do this. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. But I try it and I always am able to do it.
Cool.
So I like that.
Mm-hmm. So it keeps you from trying to reach your goal. Do you find yourself doing things that result in the opposite of what you wanted? Like you're with a group of people and you wanted to do something and everybody else wanted to do something else and you find yourself going with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it wasn't what you wanted. Making waves. Out of it.
Mm-hmm. Do you believe that you don't deserve more and have in ways that you behave in ways that support you that belief? I don't deserve it. So then you kind of refuse it. Maybe you shouldn't have. I am a big, I don't deserve that person.
But you do deserve it.
I know it's taken a long time for me to realize that.
You deserve, you deserve.
And everybody does.
We all deserve all good things.
All
absolutely.
Good things.
So how can we stop ourselves sabotage? It's a pain. It's hard. We have to develop self-awareness. Once you've identified the goal and the behavior that's blocking it, you can start to understand what the negative behavior is actually telling you. And journal. Write it down. If you're having trouble identifying your patterns, start by keeping a journal. As you continue to write about your goals, observe the patterns. It helps to look at areas of life where things seem to regularly go wrong.
And it seems like in all these shows that we do, we always knew meditation was very, very important. But there is so much mention about journalism.
Journaling in everything that we do practically.
All right, so I'm thinking in its own way.
It is a meditation.
Yes, but in its own way, it's just as important as meditation, as we think of meditation.
I agree wholeheartedly. Then create a plan and go do it. Follow through. When you pinpoint the behavior patterns you want to break, create a plan for how you'll address them. Then take action. It's a critical step since procrastination is often a cornerstone of self-defeating behaviors. Exactly. Mindfulness is so important. Absolutely. That's the next thing. Practice mindfulness. Once you start unpacking them, you'll see the impact of these patterns on your professional, personal, and romantic relationships.
Yep. It's important to learn to sit with these difficult feelings and be gentle with yourself when they come up. Practicing mindful breathing and meditation can be helpful, and we'll talk more about that. And we will talk more about mindfulness next week or the next show. So then you want to identify what is it you really want.
I think we're all experts at what we don't want.
I think you're right.
I'm not sure that we're all experts at what we do want. We spend so much time worrying about what we don't want.
Yeah, I could name all sorts of things I didn't want, but when they asked me, what do you want? I don't know. That was the first answer. So you have to think about it. Really identify what you want. Getting to know yourself better and exploring what you truly want from life, that can help prevent self-sabotage. And communicate. Even if it's only a little, it can have several really strong benefits. For one, voicing a fear often makes it seem less frightening. It's not the bugaboo, it's out there in the open.
That's true.
And for another, sharing your goals helps to build accountability and support. And sometimes simply talking through a self-sabotaging pattern out loud can prevent you from carrying it out. You see the outcomes, say, I'm not going to do that. Plus, it can be a powerful learning experience when the situation plays out in a different way, which is not down the path of self-sabotage.
So self-sabotage is our brain's way of trying to protect us from emotional pain, and we all do it. The common types of self-sabotage involve procrastination, perfectionism, relationships, work, finances, time, and change. If you find yourself caught in a cycle of self-sabotaging beliefs and behaviors, friends, loved ones, and trained therapists can all offer support. Take it slow and make your goals reasonable. Baby steps if you need to.
Yep.
Don't focus on your missteps and make sure you celebrate your successes. And remember, we all have these issues, one way or the other. We all self-sabotage. So you're not alone, and you can talk to your girlfriends, family, whoever you really connect with, and they can help you, for sure. You can help each other.
Yeah, and when we talk about celebrating your successes, it doesn't matter how small.
That's true.
I remember when my daughter was having a very difficult time, and she was so blown away with things and circumstances that she said, I can't get anything done. And we finally ended up talking on the phone for a long time, and we would talk about for one objective for the next day. She couldn't get 2 done. I said, if you get that 1 done, then you've had a successful day. It doesn't matter whatever else happens.
True.
You get that 1 done. And then we went for 2, and we gradually got things back to normal. But it doesn't matter how small or what you think insignificant any success is, celebrate it.
I agree wholeheartedly.
So.
I get overwhelmed quite easily if I have a bunch of different things going on, and I have to do that. I just have to break it down into one thing at a time and getting that done and not worrying about
Anything else?
any of the rest of it. Just pick one.
I want to get 2 or maybe 3 things done in the day. I don't care about the rest of it.
That's
Whatever
true.
else gets done is fine, but these 3 have to be done. Or whatever I decide.
Yeah.
And then it's a successful day. Yeah.
Hey, who would like to have a card? Anybody want to read cards? Have a card reading, I mean? I'm ready to pull cards. I'm gonna turn this, hopefully this does not turn anything off. Yay! Except for there's a big fat arrow up there. Okay, you don't want to be there. Who would like a card? We're ready to go.
And
Linda says, yes, please. So you're number 1.
And I will be using the fairy deck again. Not the oracle deck. I'll be using the tarot deck. This one.
And Jules is here. Hi, Jules.
And it's by Radley Valentine. And she does really pretty work, as you can see.
And Albertine and Linda.
Yeah.
Oh, we already
And
got
I don't use them like tarot cards. I just, whatever it says to me. What it says may get a start, but I usually have a lot more to say than that.
Okay, I'm going to use the moon deck. The moon deck.
And then who's the first person?
The first person is Miss Linda Day Gonzalez.
All righty. I like having lots of cards. It's so unusual when I pick the same one. So it's really weird. I'm going, okay, that's supposed to be.
Okay. Linda, I have my dreams reveal that magic is real and anything is possible. And it turned red again. How weird. Stop that. You can't read it, but isn't she lovely? My dreams reveal that magic is real and anything is possible. And you can use that for a little meditation mantra if you like.
And I pulled 2 cards. Didn't know it. But so we have balance. So you do want to take everybody's opinions when you're asking advice. You want to think about everything that they're saying and balance it along with what you know. But remember that you are the magician and you can do anything.
Ooh, I love that. We're all magicians.
Yeah. It's yours in the end. It's like I used to tell my kids, listen to what I have to say, but you're the one that's doing it. So make up your own mind what you think is right. If some of it's from mine, that's fine. And if it's none of it's mine, it's fine. I don't care. If you just listen to me. And that's what you need to do. You listen to what everybody has to say. Think about it, but remember that you are the magician. You're the one making the decisions. You're the one that's capable of doing it. Okay?
Cool. Lovely. Next is Jules.
Jules.
Are you freezing today too, Jules? You can see I have on my nice cashmere sweater, long sleeves.
She's wearing her Colorado outfit.
My Colorado clothes. You'd think it was 20 degrees here.
Well, for us, we're used to 90s, you know?
Okay, this is for Jules. I trust the mystery in my life. Ooh, I love that, and it's perfect for you. Snuggie in my sweats. I worked out with Paula in my sweats today and long sleeves. I trust the mystery of life. And can you see the card? It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you, White Dragon. How cold is it where you are? I know you're north of Miami somewhere. I'm wearing long sweatpants instead of shorts. Yeah. I've got jeans on right now. I never wear jeans.
Okay, I drew the
Good.
7 of Autumn for you, and basically what it's telling you is take your time, have patience. There's no rush. You don't need to worry about things. Take time to go ahead and rest and really think about it, and plan what you want to do next. What is your next step? Because when you do that, then it's an investment when you're doing things or like painting. It's an investment of your time, not to mention money, but it's an investment of you into it. So make sure it's the way you want it to be. Plan how you want it to go. Okay?
Lovely. White Dragon says it's 57 and windy.
That's cold.
You got it, Shuri. When I sat down in here, it was 64 and felt like 62, but it's super windy here too. I had to tie down the umbrella.
And I'm feeling really weird because here it is so cold, and 2 days ago, I took my son and his family on the glass bottom boat and got a sunburn on my face. So I can feel my cheeks burning, and it's freezing outside, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
Albertine is next.
Albertine,
I went to your YouTube, and your paintings are beautiful. The colors are lovely. Thank you for sharing that.
it would be interesting to me to find out how many of us in our group are painters. Because I am, and there's so many of us that are.
Oh, yeah. Like Indigo.
Albert.
Indigo is? Oh, weird. Why wasn't there a live chat option? That's strange. Huh. Anyway, Albertine, I got, with focus and intention, I can shape energy in any direction. And since we're all alchemists, we absolutely can do that. And it's got the flower of life you can see at the top. With focus and intention, I can shape energy in any direction. I love that.
And the card that I drew for you is the Prince of Spring, and this, but it's referring to you. It doesn't. I don't necessarily see this being as a guy. Basically, you're charming, you're self-reliant, and you're passionate, and you're when you're ready to go, you're ready to go. It's not like, it's like, come on, let's do it. So it's immediate action for you. You see something that you want to do, you get right to it. And that's the way things are supposed to be. And you always have a challenge that you can successfully manage. You can do whatever it is that you think you want to do. You just need to decide to do it and go for it. And get behind it. Okay?
That's nice. So, White Dragon, and what painter were you? You know what? I don't know why there's no live chat, because you guys are right there live chatting. I don't get it. I think it must be all the sunspots.
It must be.
Because it just doesn't make any sense. And Cherie, I used to paint my numbers too. And I've actually tried when I was a kid. But I've actually started painting here, trying some watercolors. Actually, not for a year or so, but I actually started painting because I've always wanted to. And hopefully we're going to get back
to it again.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I need to get back to my painting. When we moved down here, we put up, this front room is full of my paintings. And all the ones along the very top, which will never be sold. They're things I did in high school and in college, and then maybe later on at master classes and stuff. And then just my stuff, and there's only about half of my stuff in here. The rest of it's in a building outside.
We ran out of wall space. I see a couple of spots that we could put something.
Yeah,
but that's all
my
that's
daughter
left.
came in and returned one painting and took 3 others.
Okay, so apparently, yeah, YouTube has been very strange in the last few days. I think they've done some upgrades that have just not really worked that much,
Who's
that
next?
well. White Dragon's next.
Oh,
White
right.
Dragon, shall we call you Renoir now? One of my favorite painters of all time, Renoir. That was him in a past life.
I tend to be, well, I'm strictly non-objective art now, but in the past, I know I was more of a impressionist.
I love Impressionism.
Yeah.
Hi, Wisdom Seeker Joan. Lovely to see you. Yes, Heather is multi-talented, beyond.
I'm very
for sure.
fortunate.
She can sing. She can play piano. She can play the violin.
Bass guitar.
Bass
Recorder.
guitar.
I don't have the lungs for
And she
bagpipes,
sings.
but I used to. I used to
Wow.
want to play them. No, I had a choice within reason of what instrument I wanted to play, and since harp was out of the question, it was violin.
I played piano and not very well.
And this is for
I believe it, Cherie.
White Dragon.
Yeah, I love Monet too. Okay, this is for White Dragon. I welcome clear vision and inspired action. Somehow, I just think that is that just is you. I love it.
And I drew You're the Dreamer. You like to you may find yourself with a new purpose, and go ahead and embrace it and go for it. Trust yourself on it. It might be a new adventure, but trust yourself if you're going on one. Okay?
Thanks.
You can do whatever this new adventure is bringing in to you.
That's interesting. What have you got coming up new? Do you know of anything so far, White Dragon? I love bagpipes too. I don't know why anybody doesn't like bagpipes. I think they're beautiful.
That's why I can play the recorder, because I was going to work up to bagpipes, but boy, your lungs have to have it.
Right. Next is Cherie. And then I have Joan.
White Dragon, I think you have. Okay?
15. I'm glad I'm not there. It
Wow.
was minus 16 one night when I was in Colorado.
And who's next?
Cherie.
Sure.
That was too cold. And it was pretty much under freezing the whole time I was there. But I love the mountains, so I don't really care.
And you're with
Once
family.
a year. And with my darling daughter. You guys, my daughter is 51 today. My
She'll love you for
beautiful
telling
daughter.
everybody that.
Yeah, she'll probably hate me for that. But please wish Gypsy T happy birthday. I don't think she's with us. I think she's busy, but that's okay. I didn't see Lauren asking, but I will make you next after Joan. I didn't mean to miss you. Sorry, babe. Thank you for reminding me, Linda. I didn't see her. This is for Cherie.
Cherie, I'm getting that if something comes up, and you may find that it will, that you really need a little assistance, don't be afraid to ask. Everybody's here to help. Okay?
Well, absolutely.
So reach out to others if you need to. Don't be like I used to be and never ask for help. I can do this. Well, that may be. And if it happens to be a little bit of a financial constraint, again, people will help you. You just have to ask. Okay?
True enough. But I say don't forget to play, because play is the pathway to joy.
And if you don't ask for help, you won't be able to play.
Ask for help.
I'll
try. I like that.
Yeah. It's
I'll
hard.
try.
It's
Yeah.
hard to
Do
ask
it.
for help.
It is hard.
I know, because I'm there.
We've learned to ask each other when we really don't want to. We will.
Mm-hmm.
We're
We
learning.
still ask. And there were a couple days I couldn't hardly walk because of bone spurs and inflammation, and everybody was helping, and I found that it was a lot easier to accept that help than I've ever found it before, and I was actually thankful for it because I needed the help.
Wow, that's a big one for you. Good.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
But I was so happy people were helping me because
I still,
okay. Oh my goodness! Although I'm fine now.
Yes, you are. Okay, next is Joan, Wisdom Seeker Joan. Lovely to see you here. Wisdom Seeker Joan was going to join us on the 27th, but this one's having her surgery on the 27th, so we're going to have to redo that date. Yeah. But we'll get there because we love Joan. And Joan's also the presenter for our next Wisdom Circle, which is, I think it's on the 6th, February 6th. Was the next Wisdom Circle.
Oh, that one too. Okay.
Being playful is important. Yes, we all need to do that. Hi, Janet P. Welcome. Let me put you down for a card. I know you'll want a card. Whoops. This is for Joan. And Joan's subject for the Wisdom Circle is getting over ourselves, getting out of our way. Aw, thank you, sweetheart. Oh, hello.
That was the dog.
That's Miss Sassy.
Okay. I was going for one card and kept getting, get this one too, get this one too. So that's why you have two. Basically, you have the Princess of Winter, and that means that there may be some information coming that you really aren't sure you want to hear, but it's presented well and it is helpful to you. But then you also have the Star. So don't worry about this. It's even if it comes in with some extra information that you weren't sure you wanted, look at it at the future with hope and optimism, because faith can move mountains, and you're perfectly capable of taking care of anything that comes up. And that it brings happy changes and new challenges, but good. I mean, it's a challenging time in there, but you will come through it and be happy, and everything is going to be great. So don't worry about it.
I love that Star card. I love myself completely and unconditionally. And look at her coming out of that lotus. And you know, lotuses come out of the mud. She's beautiful. I know. I like knowing what's ahead too, even if it's hard, but
I can see why you want to, but that's part of not holding yourself back. You're willing to have the unknown.
You have to embrace
you'd
the
rather
unknown.
not have the unknown, but
it's hard. The
go
unknown
for
is
it.
hard for me.
Yeah, it's just go for it.
Okay, Miss Lauren's next.
The dog was talking to us back then. That's what you heard.
Good. I'm glad that's helpful. Would you like a card, Viola?
Okay, and this is for...
Whoa! This is for Lauren.
That's what I thought. I couldn't remember, and I didn't want to be thinking the wrong name.
Peek around the corners. I love that. I want to peek around the corners, even when there's no corner to peek. Okay. You must need some rest, love. Proper rest helps me feel and look my best. Make sure you're doing some self-care and getting enough sleep. Look at her. She's just gorgeous.
And you have the Two of Winter, which tells me that may be partly because you have some indecision holding you back about something. Make the choice that's best for you. Okay? Think about it. Make the choice from your heart. Okay? Don't try to please everybody else. Do what your heart tells you to do. Okay? And then you'll be able to rest a little bit. Because otherwise you're going to feel like you're trapped between what your heart is saying and what your head is saying. Everybody's telling you to do.
Right.
You need to do what your heart.
Always.
Long COVID, yes. Do what your heart says. Okay?
I'm so sorry. We're surrounding you in unconditional love and divine healing light, wrapping you up in an energetic burrito of healing light for the highest good. Okay? I hope you get better soon, babe. That's hard.
Yeah.
Janet P's next.
Janet P. There's like 4 or 5 cards there, so I'm going to add those and try again. If it's 1, I know to take it. But
oh, I'm glad you're making progress.
yes. And like I said, do what your heart tells you to do. Don't try to get up any earlier than you know you should do.
Yeah. Keep resting. Takes a while.
And if you feel fine and you want to go do something, then go do it. You know, use your heart to tell you what to do.
That's right. Okay, this is for Janet. And it says, I welcome clear vision and inspired action. And literally has an eagle flying with you. Ah, that's an amazing card. The clear vision of the eagle. Lovely.
Okay, I need the name again.
Janet.
Thank you. I knew it wasn't Joan. I couldn't get the name.
Good Lord. Surrounding you in unconditional love and divine healing light as well, Linda Gonzalez. We'll put you in our little energetic burrito.
Keep the energy moving 24/7.
Keep that energy moving.
Have you been ill, Janet? Because it's saying that you're returning to good health. It's lovers, but basically it's any really good relationship, and good relationships last. But they want you to know that the good health is coming or it's returning. So if you've been ill or a little bit down, I think you'll find things are reversing.
That's what I'm using, Linda, the moon deck.
Mm-hmm. And if you're on...
and it's got a lot more about each card, but I just don't use that when I'm doing a one-card read.
And if you're on Facebook, there's tons of information about it. Yeah.
Okay, she says, great message. Terrific. Okay, Viola's next. And that's the last one I've got for the day. And if I've missed anybody, please let me know.
And you said it was...
Viola. Is that what you're using, the Fairy Tarot by Radley Valentine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Oh, she says, yes, needed this message. Fantastic.
Yes.
It's not easy with this computer in my way.
Oh, I didn't have a card. I'll reshuffle and do them again.
Viola. Okay.
Yeah, I like this deck. I don't necessarily use it like a tarot. When it talks to me, I talk to me. You know.
So I got proper rest helps me feel and look my best. That's interesting because I just got that.
Unusual.
Yep. So get in your rest. I think these energies also make it hard to sleep. Yeah, that fairy deck is gorgeous, isn't it?
Well, let's see. Viola, you've got the Queen of Winter. Looks like you should be cleaning some things out, whether it's emotional or whatever. It says let go of the people and the things that don't serve you. Let them go. Get rid of them.
That's
you need
good
the space
advice
for other
all
things.
of us.
Mm-hmm. Now's the time to focus on everything else. You know, you need to focus on what you want to do, and especially people. Are they there for your highest good? So find out which ones are are the ones that you really want to keep, and some that you may want to get rid, let go. Okay? Especially if they're drawing on you all the time and they're not giving back.
Most definitely.
Okay?
Okay. That's it. Did I miss anybody? If I did, please let me know. Otherwise, we're going to pull a card for the collective until we meet again. And I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to let you do that one.
Okay.
And you might want to join us tomorrow. Juno's going to be with us tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific time.
And she's always fun and informative.
Oh, yeah, she's always fun. And then Tuesday, we'll be doing Living in the Moment. So I think that's going to be a lot of mindfulness as well.
That's one of the major ways to live in the moment.
Yeah.
There are several others, and we have lots of hints for things, but that's one of the major ones. Okay, for the collective, well, what do you know? It's the 3 of Springs.
Bye, White Dragon. Love you.
I love you.
Hi, Jans Free.
And let's see, it's you want to plan your next step. Everybody wants to plan your next step for the long term. Be patient. And there's good times coming. This is a better year than last year, I think.
Hallelujah,
so,
praise
good
the
times
Lord.
coming. And you'll find that there's a lot of satisfaction in a job that's well done. So make sure you make your plans to follow along the way you want it to do. Don't
Sabotage.
I couldn't get the word out. Don't self-sabotage. Plan it, follow it, do what you can do. You'll find it's really rewarding to you.
That sounds great for all of us. Wonderful card.
Yeah, pretty.
Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share with your friends. Bring more people into our fun community, especially in the chat room. We just love it.
Yes.
Thank you guys for being here today. Go out and shine your light. Have a happy new year to you too, Jan's Free. We love you all and appreciate every time you show up. It just sends us such wonderful energy,
and we hope to provide it back to you.
Absolutely.
And don't forget to send it out to the world. Mother Earth really needs your help in elevating
everybody's vibrations, the collective's vibrations, the planet's vibration.
And just like it takes so many more positive messages to you to overcome one that's a negative, that's happening out there. So they need as much love as you can possibly give out to them.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Especially the ones that need enlightenment, that haven't started their journey. So we will let you go for today, but thank you so much for being here. We love you unconditionally and sending out lots of love and unity consciousness. Until next time, see you later.
Bye.
Thank you.